Tolla Karen, friends and foes, and welcome to this preview video for the mod DCI Lost Alliance. I am Ngogi, team leader, and on behalf of the team, today we shall have a look at the ring scripts in DCI. These have been created with a lot of thought and planning and have been realized by the script wizard Withwnar. We shall begin having a look at this from the perspective of evil players.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
The ring scripts for evil players concerns those factions who has the culture followers of Sauron mainly. We will get to this in a moment. The One Ring is an ancillary in the hands of the Dark Lord Sauron, and we refer to this character here as General Sauron because, as will be noted, there are both the General and there is also, as in Third Age, the Pope Sauron, who enables you to call invasions. Now, General Sauron starts with the One Ring. The ancillary is giving him a bonus of authority, command and fear 3 for each of them. Now, if General Sauron is killed in a campaign, this will result in, for an evil player, the ring being lost. And that has some instant effects on gameplay. There will be certain units that are no longer recruitable. And this is both for Mordor and for other evil factions. So in case General Sauron is dead, that will disable some units in the campaign. Now, that is not, of course, the only result of the ring being lost, so we shall jump ahead a little bit in a campaign where I have cheated my way through the scenario we are interested in. As in Third Age Total War, for the evil player, the ring will begin to pop up in random settlements across the map. This is also the case for the men of the mountains, who may choose what culture they want to have, but are included since they might turn into the followers of Sauron culture. Now, there will pop up a message, and it has already done so in this case, telling you that the One Ring now is found. However, you are not supposed to try to remember any details about this, but instead you are informed about the shortcut to find the One Ring. And it is Ctrl R, and when you press Ctrl R, you will experience this. That way you see what settlement the One Ring currently is in. By capturing the settlements, you also capture the One Ring. You do not, as in Third Age, has to worry about having a general with 7 or less ancillaries in order to have a slot open for a One Ring ancillary. Instead, there will pop up an agent from Mordor by the settlement, and that agent will take it to Mordor, granting you awards soon enough. However, note that General Sauron can only reappear once during a campaign, meaning that there can be 2 General Sauron during a campaign. Now, as we have looked at the evil scripts, let's move on and have a look at the good ring scripts.
Cast it into the fire! Destroy it! No. Isildur!
In this example, I have chosen Lothlorien, and we can begin to note that General Sauron can be killed in battle by a captain,
Well, my lord.
ergo not a general. And if that occurs, or if you win against Sauron in a battle led by a general but are using auto battle instead of playing the battle manually, then the one ring will be lost and it will reappear with Sauron once. So in case you actually want to capture the one ring fighting Sauron, make sure that you have a general and that this general has slots left for ancillaries. The maximum number is 8 for a general, so make sure that the general is having 7 or less ancillaries when fighting Sauron manually. Now, if General Sauron is killed by a general in real battle, no auto, then he or she can get the one ring ancillary. If you do this, you can bring the ring to Mount Doom, to Sammath, the Chambers of Fire, and here you can destroy it, ending the threat of Sauron. This is the deed of a good hero. I have once more made some teleportation and some cheating, so we shall have a look at the consequences in case you get the one ring but decides not to destroy it in Sammath. Now Sauron has been slain and the force that I brought to Mordor I've teleported back. Now this is a turn or two after the ring has been in the possession of one of the generals in Lothlorien, and you get the message that the corruption is ongoing. You simply are informed that the bearer now feels that it is wrong to destroy the ring, and the other three peoples do not feel very pleased about you keeping it. What are then the consequences? Well, of course I gave the ring to our one and only Galadriel. She has the ancillary. The ancillary is a bit different, however. As you can see, it grants you -1 hit point and -2 personal security, since the one ring wants to get back to its master and is not friendly, if you might say so, to any of the upstarts who wants to use it. Instead of having much effect from the ancillary itself, you instead get a trait. This trait is on the first level known as the Ring Bearer. It will grant you 1 authority, 1 command, though -1 loyalty, -2 tradition and +4 fear. This trait has 4 levels, so the effects of having the ring will be increasing because the wearer, the one who carries the ring, will become more and more corrupted by it. So the effect is not from the one ring but via the trait. And likewise we can mention here that Galadriel of course has the white ring, Nenya, and since when you start the game, Nenya do not have very much of an effect, since as long as Sauron has the one ring, she don't dare to use her own ring. But now, since Sauron no longer has the one ring, she can use her elven ring, meaning that she get +1 popularity, +1 approval, -2 Squalor, plus farming output, and +5 in battle surgery, meaning that more units survive after battle. And the same goes of course for Elrond and whoever has the red ring at that moment. Now, having the one ring will also provide the faction with a faction-wide bonus represented by a building in each settlement. We can see that here. It is the first level of it. It's called A New Reign, and it grants you bonus happiness and bonus approval simply because people are happy that the one ring, or rather they are happy that the Dark Lord Sauron has been defeated, and they are not concerned about the one ring because they do not know or understand the ramifications this will have. As noted, the corruption will increase, and we shall jump ahead in time to show you how that turns out. Here we see the message that the corruption is increasing, the ring is becoming precious, it is more dear and important to the bearer, but the other free folks and realms, aka the good factions, will express their discontent. You will notice that your standing with other good factions is decreasing for every level of corruption improving.
Yes.
As for your immediate interest is of course that reaching a next level of corruption means that the trait has changed. You will now most notably get +9 fear and -1 popularity affecting public order from the ring. And just as the trait change effects from every level of corruption, so do the faction-wide bonus. So now you see the second level here, and the happiness from having defeated the Dark Lord has been lost. There is still a approval bonus of 5%, but the influenced general is now making sure to send out agents to squeeze out some extra cash from the subjects of the realm, so you will instead get a bonus of 100 gold from each settlement. So you will have some economical benefits from having the one ring as well. Do note, however, as said, that this decreasing standing with other factions will, in case you do not get rid of the ring, result in them breaking their alliances with you. Let's have a look at what can occur if you are giving the one ring to certain special generals.
You will give me the great ring freely, and in place of the Dark Lord you will set up a queen. And I shall not be evil, but beautiful and terrible as the morning and the night, stronger than the foundations of the earth. All shall love me and despair.
Certain generals can reach a 5th corruption trait level. Doing so will make them a new Dark Queen or new Dark Lord. As you can see here, the message that then will pop up is a personalized information scroll that is including a speech about how they view the situation or themselves. In this case, of course, influenced by her speech in Lothlorien in Lord of the Rings. And we are informed that the character has announced themselves to the world, and that will have some practical consequences.
Yes.
First, of course, we are now informed that you are a ring bearer, but with quite different effects from the first level. 1 ring to rule them all. You get +5 authority, +4 command, still -2 tradition, but now you have 20 fear and -3 popularity, and you cause 4 unrest. So you're not very good with people, but you scare the living shit out of them. Also, as a further consequence, the bonus effect is now a slight penalty to law, but however you bring in 300 gold per extra per settlement, so you will get a significant economical boost, however at the penalty of some law. Now, becoming a new Dark Queen or Lord means that evil factions become neutral towards you. And we can see here that evil factions are suddenly quite positive, while the good factions are now, you're having an abysmal relationship to them. And good and evil factions become neutral as seen here, and the good factions will declare war on you. Now, otherwise this also means that Sauron the Pope is no longer in play, since taking control of the ring will nullify Sauron. So there will be no more invasions from the evil factions. Meanwhile, this betrayal means that there will be no Tolakarns either, the good counter-invasions, since the last alliance is in turmoil. If you want a terrific endgame challenge, this is for you. In a campaign as the Númenórean Kingdoms, I had Elendil becoming a new Dark Lord. I considered myself strong, but dwarves, good men and elves descended upon me like a wave of doom. The characters who may become a new queen, or more, well, that's quite obvious, but a new Dark Lord, you get that information from the New Reign building. Those are Gilgalad, Eldron, Círdan, Glorfindel, Amroth, Celeborn, Orofer, Thranduil, Elendil, Isildur, Anarion, and finally Elendur, the grandchild of Elendil. These characters are either chosen due to lore, or they are chosen in order to provide a fun gameplay experience. Currently what are remaining is mainly our strategy map models and some UI. We could deliver it before we fix those final details, but we know that you will appreciate that everything is in order and that it is not long ahead now. Currently, Louis Lux is making the unit cards for Mordor, meaning that quite soon there will be a Mordor preview video to enjoy. Cheers!